Peace and blessings, beautiful people.
Peace and blessings.
This is Empress Imani
And Empress Alisa.
And welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. So today's episode is about free your soul. Have you just ever felt stuck? Have you ever felt like you were in a place of this constant struggle? Like you were stuck in the mud. You were trying to walk. You were trying to move forward in life, but you felt stuck in the mud, you know? Have you ever just felt like you were not in control of your life? Like you just couldn't make the moves that you wanted to make.
It's almost like quicksand.
Right. You were moving, but you were getting nowhere fast.
Exactly.
Right. So today we're going to give you, if that's you, this episode is for you. And we're going to give you some tips on how to free your soul and the benefits of freeing your soul. So one way to free your soul, for me, and I really love this particular one, is to spend time in nature.
Yes, it's one of my favorites too.
When you spend time in nature, it's almost as if the plants, the grass, the flowers, especially flowers, I respond well to flowers and color. It's like it speaks to my soul.
Yeah.
And even the animals, like we live here in South Florida, and so we see a lot of reptiles like lizards and stuff like that. And when I first moved here, I was afraid of the lizards.
So was I.
Even the really small ones, I was really afraid.
But they're everywhere.
Right. And I came here from Texas. And you just didn't see that in Texas.
Nor did you see it in Atlanta.
Yeah. So when I came to South Florida, I was very afraid at first. And then over time, I began to see the lizards, especially the small ones, as animal totems, you know. And we've had two to live outside our home over the last 3 years, standing guard every day, you guys.
Yeah.
Standing guard every day. Almost as if they're angels of some sort.
Yeah.
And so I've grown to really embrace them. No, we don't want them in the house. We don't have lizard pets or anything like that. But I'm not afraid when I see them.
No. Actually, it's relaxing.
Yeah. To see the nature, to see the trees, to see the sun. The sun is out a lot here. And even when it rains, the rain is very soothing.
Yeah.
And that was something else that I came to embrace, because I used to have this attitude, oh man, it's raining.
Yeah.
And I used to feel like I couldn't go anywhere or do anything, or whatever my plans were spoiled, especially like years ago when my hair was permed. And this is years ago. You know, I'm natural now. I've been natural for more than a decade now. But I used to feel like, oh my hair's gonna get wet, it's gonna get messed up. You know, I'm going to sweat my edges back, especially when I lived in Houston. Oh, my God.
Yeah, rainy days equal bad hair days.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, you know, I've been natural, like I said, for a very long time. And so now I embrace the water. Now I feel the water is very soothing. I welcome it into my life. We live here by the ocean, and it's like that 432 hertz is just so soothing and calming.
Yes, that is the most important nature for me. I really love going to the beach and hearing the 432.
Yes.
It's so relaxing. It can actually change your mood.
Yes. Yeah, quickly, and it's very calming. Very calming. Okay, so that's one way, is to spend time in nature. Another way is to express your feelings. Oftentimes, you know, we go through life where we don't say what we mean. And I noticed that we were watching like shows on, you know, Netflix and stuff, and where someone would ask another person, how are you doing, or how are you feeling? And the person would be like, I'm fine. And everything was, I'm fine. But the person who was saying I'm fine really was not.
Was not fine. There was chaos, or there was something going on, and they were not fine.
Right.
And we noticed that fine was the answer a lot of times.
Right. And sometimes, you know, we do that in our personal life because, you know, truth be told, a lot of people don't care how you're doing.
Yeah,
they just say that. Yeah, they just say that as a nicety. You know, they say that as a greeting. But a lot of times, people don't really care how you feel or how you're doing, or if something is going on with you. Right. So we have, as a culture, and I'm speaking of American culture, we just say we're fine and we keep moving on, even though behind the mask, behind the smile, there may be things going on. So if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you have been suppressing your emotions, suppressing how you feel, you've been just going through saying everything is okay and, blah, 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 and you need to get it out. One way to get it out is to journal. That's one way to get it out. Just write it all out. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't correct yourself when you're writing. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. Just get it out.
Yeah, you're just writing to make sure that you get your feelings outside of you, because you don't want them festering inside of you. All the things and the thoughts that are going through your mind, you do need to express them. It's healthy.
Right. Now keep in mind, we have several energetic fields, right? So one energetic field is made up of your emotions. And whatever's going on in that particular energetic field affects your body.
Absolutely.
So if you suppress emotion, let's say you have, repressed anger, and you hold that anger inside, at some point there's no flow, right? There's no flow throughout your energy field, and so that will create a blockage. And then that blockage will begin to develop in the body.
And manifest in some sort of way inside the body.
Right. And then you will manifest some kind of dis-ease within your physical body.
Absolutely.
And you don't want that to happen. That is scientific. That has been proven that whatever goes on in your emotions will manifest in your body.
In your physical body.
In your physical body. So you want to be mindful to get those emotions out. If you feel like you don't have anyone you can talk to, you always have like spirit guides. You always have the Most High that you can talk to. But if you're not there yet, because we understand that everybody is on different timelines, right? So if you're not there yet, just journal.
Yep.
Just say how you feel. Journal. You can actually do some mirror work. Get in the mirror and look yourself in the face and talk to yourself. You guys know I believe in the sacred golden mirror, and I do that all the time where I talk to myself,
Yeah.
Especially when I'm encouraging myself.
Absolutely, because this is a way to also identify any negative thoughts that you're having and being mindful of those, to offer yourself positive self-talk.
Yes.
Even in journaling, you can do that as well.
Yes. And so that's another way that you can get the emotion out, is to speak it out. To speak it out loud. You don't need someone physically in the physical plane to speak to. You can speak to yourself. You can look at yourself in the mirror. We call that mirror work. And you can just speak it out loud, right? So then another thing that you want to do to set your soul free is you want to set healthy boundaries.
Yes.
Don't be that person that just go along to get along. The people pleaser. Somebody asks you to come do something.
And you always say yes.
Don't do that. So it's like I've grown to the point to where I'm not going to do something I don't want to do.
Absolutely not.
I'm not going to do something I don't want to do. And
don't feel the pressure to offer an explanation every time you say no.
Yeah, no is
a complete sentence.
Yes, it is. It's a complete sentence. And you just have to say, no, I don't want to do that. No.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
That's my answer.
Yeah, right. And you don't have to be available. Sometimes people, may call you and you're always available. You're always accessible. Let me tell you where that leads, because I used to be that person. That person that was loyal, that person that was dependable, that rider. And so people knew they could count on me. And they would be like, oh, if I need some support, let me call Imani. Let me get in touch with Imani, because I know Imani gonna ride. And Imani was always there for people, right? But I realized that over time, what that does is it erodes away the respect that people have for you. People will begin to take you for granted, okay? They will then, whatever plan they have going on, they will not consider what you have going on, and they'll just try to plug you into
automatically plug you in.
Yeah, like a plug and play, trying to plug me into your vision, your plan, your plots and schemes that you got going on over there.
And tell you about it afterwards.
Right.
And then just expect you to go along.
Right. And that's a no. That's a hell no. Okay? Can we get a hell no? That is a hell no. So you got to be able to have healthy boundaries. And that was one of my lessons that I had to learn over time, and I have learned that lesson. Just say no. When I do things, it's because I want to do things.
Absolutely.
Even in my career with my ex-investor, you guys know I released my investor, right? My AKA job. I released that because I had gotten to a place where I began to hear myself say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I started saying that a lot. At first, it was just, I thought about it. But I could feel it in my emotions, in my body. And then I began to say out loud, I don't want to do this anymore. And then it went from, I don't want to do this anymore to, I'm not doing this anymore. And then that's when I laid it down.
Absolutely.
So you have to set healthy boundaries.
And be comfortable with those choices.
Yeah. Say yes when you want to say yes. And don't say yes when you don't. Just say no. No is a complete sentence.
And you will be more comfortable. When you say no and you really want to say no, you'll be more comfortable.
You'll have more peace.
And have peace.
You'll have more joy. You'll have more happiness, right? And all of this, right? Setting healthy boundaries is a form of self-love. And you guys already know that here at Sacred Love Lessons, every day is self-love day, okay? Every day is self-love day, and setting healthy boundaries is a form of self-love. Number 4, follow your heart. Now, this ties somewhat into number 3 about saying yes and no when you want to say yes and no, right? Follow your heart. There's something that you have inside your heart, a desire, something you want to do, whether it's an activity, whether it's where you want to live, how you want to show up in the world, whatever that is, a calling, your sacred purpose, whatever that is for you, right? There's something that you have in your heart that the Most High has given you.
Yeah, and even if you're not really sure aware of it, just follow your intuition. That's your heart speaking
Always
to
follow
you.
your intuition.
That's your heart speaking to you.
Yeah.
And in doing that, you'll eliminate a whole lot of regrets. People have regrets because they don't follow their heart oftentimes.
Right. It's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh, I should have said this when I had the opportunity. Some told you to say it. Or I should have done this when, I had the opportunity to do it. And now that window of opportunity is gone, right? And so your heart, let's talk about your heart. Okay. Your heart is connected directly to the Most High, right? So if your heart chakra, now we're in your energetic field, right? Because a chakra, someone asked us over the weekend, what is a chakra? You guys, I thought I was going to pass out. I was like, this is 2021. What the hell you mean, what is a chakra?
What rock have you been under, baby?
Right. But I had to bring it back, okay? As the master teacher, I had to bring it back.
Absolutely.
And I just explained that a chakra is an energy center, right? We all have them, right? And each energy center houses different types of energy. Right now we're going to talk about your heart chakra. So your heart chakra, right? It is directly connected to the Most High. Your heart chakra is also connected to your intuition. Your intuition will show up in multiple chakras, okay? But it also shows up within your heart chakra as well. When you are in tune with your heart chakra, you are directly connected to the Most High. You can feel the Most High. You can hear the Most High if you're listening. Now, sometimes you get intuitive nudges and you'll ignore them.
Yeah.
Anytime I ignore my intuition, y'all, it ends up in disaster.
Yeah, it doesn't go well at all. And
disaster.
I've learned that I have to listen to my intuition
at
and
all
my
times.
own intuition. And, oftentimes, well-meaning people will give you good advice, but you need to follow your intuition.
Yes.
And
what is the Most High telling you?
This leads you to get to know who you really are and know what you really want,
Mm-hmm.
and you have way fewer regrets about what you're doing with your life.
Mm-hmm. I know when my girls, you guys know I have two goddesses of my own, and they're like super grown, right? When they came through, like as children, as small children, I could see their gifts. I could see their passion. I could see what was in their heart. I could like clearly see it.
Yeah.
And I knew that they were nothing like me.
Absolutely.
And I was okay with that. I'm not a tiger mom. I was okay with that. What I did was, and I didn't steer them in any direction.
Yeah.
But I always encouraged them to tap into their passions, their heart. What do you want to do? You know, one, she was, oh my gosh, she's like a Renaissance woman. She likes to dance, and she's artistic, and photography, and art, and makeup, and hair. She's that person. She's a Renaissance person. Then the other one, I could clearly see that she loved animals, and she also loved music, classical music. Like, she just loved music. And so I encouraged them to do whatever it was that they wanted to do. And I just supported that. Like when they went off to college, I just supported whatever they wanted.
Absolutely.
And both of them are living their heart.
Absolutely.
They're living their passions to this day. And I just support them. And they constantly call me like almost every week with good news about what's going on in their life, you know? And so that's amazing. But you have some people, like some parents will try to steer their children.
Yeah, away from who they are.
Mm-hmm.
If your child is already showing you who they are, your job as a parent is to encourage that. I encourage my son to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was nothing like an artist.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with me though. That was his life.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it was like, embrace what your heart is telling you. And if you're in a place where, because sometimes you can have a blockage in that area, in that energy field. If you have a blockage in your heart chakra, you'll know off top, because you will have like issues of trust. It'll be hard for you to not only trust yourself, so you'll have issues of self-trust. You'll have issues of trusting others. And you've heard people say that, oh, I can't trust nobody. Or what they're really saying is they don't trust themselves. Because we're all mirrors, and we all reflect back to each other some part of ourselves. And what they're really saying is they've made bad choices in the past. And now, because of those bad choices in the past, they're afraid now.
They can't trust their own ability to make good choices. So that tells them that they can't trust the people that they choose to have in their life.
Right, and they're projecting. And it's really not about the people, it's about them. Right. So if there's a blockage in the heart chakra, there'll be issues of fear. And that fear can manifest in many ways. It can manifest in anger. Anger is just a form of fear.
Absolutely.
And some people may worry is a form of fear. Some people may disguise, if you're real educated and intelligent and you're operating in your air energy, you may try to get fancy with it and use the word concern or I'm nervous. That's fear. Quit bull. That is fear. So just call a thing, beloved. Right? In the words of Mama Il, call a thing, and just address it. Right? And we're not going to go into ways to unblock your heart chakra in this episode. We'll have to do a whole nother episode on that. But if you do have a blockage, right, just get in touch with the Most High. Get still, right? Turn off the TV. Turn off the phone. Get off social media. Get still. Get to yourself. Get in nature. Say a prayer. Just talk to the Most High. You guys, prayer don't have to be some fancy, to do.
Long drawn out where it has all the correct alliterations and intonations. Prayer is just you speaking to the Most High.
Speak to the Most High.
You can talk to the Most High just like you talk to yourself, to your friend,
or just like we're talking to you right now.
Just like we're talking to you.
Because when I talk to God, it's just like this. It's very conversational. And it's like, hey, we just having a conversation. We talking just like this right here. That is prayer for me, right? It don't even have to be that. Let's say you can't even do that. Just say, God, please help me. Please help me. That's prayer right there.
That's prayer.
Okay, so So the thing you want to do right there is follow your heart. Now let's talk about the benefits. What happens when you do all of this? Because if you're anything like me, you want to know what is the ROI, the return on investment. I always want to know. My children laugh at me, you guys, because they'll call me and be like, Mom, I got some ROI for you. What is my ROI? So one benefit is when you align with your soul each day is that life will seem to flow naturally.
Yeah.
It'll just flow, right? It'll be lighter. You won't sweat the small stuff. Remember that book, Don't Sweat the Small Things, or the small stuff?
Yeah,
I think it was called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. You won't sweat the small stuff, right? Life will be lighter. You will be in the present moment. You will begin to appreciate things all throughout the day.
Absolutely.
I'm constantly giving gratitude. It could just be for a parking space.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll just scream out, thank you, Spirit.
I'm so grateful for everything. I could be playing a game on my phone, and if I win something, I'm thank you. I am grateful for everything.
You become more grateful because you're living in the present moment, and you will see all of the awesomeness and wonderfulness that exists right here.
And as you become more grateful, as you already know, you'll get more things to be grateful for.
Yes, you will. So that's one thing. Another thing is you'll have more energy, especially like when you do number one up top, spend time in nature. When you are in the sun, all you need is 15 minutes in the sun. And we're not talking about direct sunlight, and if you go out into the sun like that, put on some sunscreen, you already know that. But it will activate your vitamin D. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, as a child, I used to see my grandmother, may she rest in power. I used to see her standing in the window, just allowing the sun to hit her face. That's what she was doing. Mm-hmm. She was activating her vitamin D. And when you activate your vitamin D, it releases endorphins in you. You feel better immediately.
Absolutely.
It'll raise your vibration.
Your vibration. It'll ease your mind. If you have anything inside of you that is in anxiety or anything like that, you'll feel more relaxed. And you just have a better mood overall.
Yes. Also, when you are in line with your soul each day, you will feel a greater sense of freedom, because you will feel like I'm choosing those things. When I follow my heart, I'm making choices in line with my heart path, right? Mm-hmm. And you will feel more free. You will feel more in control of things,
empowered.
Empowered, that's it. You will feel more empowered, y'all. Oh my God, y'all to see me when I get empowered, you guys. Oh my God,
yes.
Wife goddess be trying to pray.
I do have to pray.
She be trying to pray, but anyway, you will feel. That's the word I was looking for. You'll feel more empowered. You'll feel more joy, more satisfaction. You'll have more inner peace. Absolutely. Because there will be no inner conflict. There will be when you make choices in alignment with your heart, there will be no inner conflict in your soul.
You
no woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Who you are, you can become content with where you are in your life.
Yes.
And you just experience this total deep joy, no regrets, happiness, and fulfillment.
Right. You will feel more love and acceptance for yourself. See, that comes in with the healthy boundaries.
Yes.
No is a complete sentence. Yes when you want to say yes, no when you want to say no. You'll feel more love for yourself. You'll accept yourself more. When you do that, right, guess what happens? It's like a ripple effect. If it flows, the energy flows from you outward. So all of those people around you will begin to experience that overflow. Mm-hmm. They'll feel it. People in your community, everyone that you come in contact with will feel that as well. Absolutely. Because you'll radiate love.
Yeah.
It'll just flow from you. So then there's that. And then the final thing is taking action will become easier. it'll become easier. At first, when you first get started in this process, if you're not used to doing that, it may seem challenging. But the more you do it, it's like anything else. You'll build that muscle. You'll build that muscle, and then it'll be embedded into your subconscious.
It just becomes easier to just be you. You know, just to be.
Right,
you know,
just be.
You don't have to think about every single action that you're taking. Being mindful is just being you.
Right, you'll just be. There's no overthinking at all.
Exactly.
You just be.
And be more relaxed in life.
Right, and you'll show up in your authentic, true self. There'll be no mask. There'll be no fake it till you make it. You guys know we don't support that. Yeah, we don't support that over here. You know, we believe that you show up as your true, authentic self, just being. Okay, being who you are.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna leave it there. We hope this episode has been of value to you. Don't forget to go over to houseofsacredlove.com, where we have some amazing courses that will help you to free your soul, to help you to just be you. And until we speak again, be the light.
Be the light.